But what if I disappoint them? Have you ever had that thought cross your mind? Probably a few times. Hi there, I'm Julie Turner, julieturner.ca, and I am here to support you with that thought process. Now, I'm going to be completely transparent. It is a thought process that has and sometimes still does cross my mind. Now, this series of videos is all about what happens when you are not authentically yourself. So, before we get too far into this, if you could like, subscribe, and share this video, I would be honored. And that would be very helpful to me and hopefully to the person who watches it. So, back to what if I disappoint? So, like I said, this is absolutely something that has crossed my mind many times and still sometimes does. Now, I recognize it pretty quickly that it's probably not an appropriate thought process. So, being who I am able to compensate for that. I'm able to work with that and to put it at ease, have a conversation, whatever is applicable in the situation. But that is not everyone's case. So the last video, this video, and probably the next video is going to be about being truly who you are. So sometimes you are going to disappoint people. That's just a fact. We often have expectations of how a person's supposed to behave, what we want to get out of a situation, what do we want to get out of a relationship, and expectations are not a great thing to have. Conversation, communication, much better. But we are all human and we all have those thoughts cross our mind. I'm using definitives. We'll say I'm generalizing that often these things cross our mind. So I'm going to actually give you guys an example of something lately that crossed my mind so that you can maybe attach this to something in your life. So I had somebody ask me if I wanted to go golfing. Now, I have not golfed in years because of an injury. And I did say that to them, but if I'm honest, I had this fear that I was going to disappoint them. What if I'm not capable of golfing? What if I'm just a horrible golfer? What if I get upset because I'm a horrible golfer? What if I get frustrated? All of these things, like in a split second, kind of pummeled me as to something as simple as, hey, you want to go golfing? Now, I'm somebody who's done a lot of work on myself, and I continue to do so. And obviously, I continue to need to do so. So if you're out there going, oh my goodness, I'm constantly trying to navigate my emotions and my thoughts around situations, I get it. We are all a work in progress. We are all in that place at some point in our lives, if not continuing through our entire lives. So what do you do in that case? What do you do when that thought crosses your mind and you're like, I think I'm going to disappoint this person. I can't possibly do this. Well, you have a couple of options. One of them is to just say no to the suggestion, diplomatically, if you can. That's not the one I suggest, but it is a possibility. The other one is to be freaking honest. I'm actually afraid that I'm going to be a colossal mess and really disappoint you. That is probably your best case scenario, because two things will come of that, or two possibilities will come of that. The first possibility is that it will be endearing and the person will go like, okay, I understand. Either this isn't the thing for you, or I'll be gentle with you, depending on the scenario. The other thing is that if they don't have one of those reactions, then probably don't want to spend a lot of time with this person anyways. So it's good that you know right off the hop, because of your honesty, that they were honest and you're not a good fit. And that's okay. That's okay. That doesn't make them a good or a bad person. It doesn't make you a good or a bad person. It's just your honesty, your ability to show up authentically in this world is really important. Now, if I want to really think about this from a very open-minded point of view, when I felt that feeling of I might disappoint, I did kind of go, okay, where does that come from? And is that even relevant? Why are you worried about disappointing? Nobody's expecting the other person to show up and be perfect. It is unlikely to destroy a romantic relationship or a friendship or a co-working relationship if you can't do something such as golf well. Just a thought. You need to maybe look at why you were so worried about disappointing in the first place. So, note to self, that's one thing that I looked at in that scenario. And like I said, this is actually a very recent thing. If we go back historically to clients that I've worked with and in my own life, there has been tons of different things where you were worried to take that step forward in case you disappointed. So if you need support with looking at something along those lines, if you are like, no, that's not me, but something else came up when I mentioned that, possibly you're the one who immediately made fun of or looked down on because that person wasn't at the same level as you, and you've realized, hey, that's not an ideal behavior. I'd love to talk to you as well. All right. Hopefully that was helpful. julieturner.ca. I would love to hear from you. Also, don't forget to go check out Real Talk with Julie Turner. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple iTunes, I believe. I actually don't even know. I have an audio guy that does that kind of thing. Thank you, Brad. And I would love to see you again next week. All right, guys. Take care. Thank you so much for your time, and we'll talk to you soon.